Yeah, you can present. Participants to see the presentation of the speaker. Go to people, scroll down. There you can find speaker name Arul Prakash. I request you to pin the speaker Arul Prakash. You can find two names. You pin one name. In one name you can see the presentation. Again I repeat, to see the presentation of the speaker, go to people, find the speaker name Arul Prakash and pin the speaker so that throughout the session you can see the PPT. Right, proceed Mr. Arul Prakash. Yes, perfect.
So once again, I bring to all my dear students. So today, software tools Proteus is a tool given to me. Very nice. Yes, short-term training program is arranged by Dr. S. Nagarajan sir. Once again, thank for him. So Proteus is a software which is developed by Lab Center Electronics Limited by Jameson is the chairman of this company. His initial release in 1988. Now the latest release is an 8.9 version. So this software is mainly for electronic design automation. This software is mainly for electronic design automation. It is a proprietary company. So you can download the software trial version from labcenter.com or you can purchase a software from labcenter.com. So Proteus, if you take a Proteus software, this is mainly developed for tool for electronic design automation. So you can do any electronic design automation through this software. Also, not only designing, we can simulate the software. Whatever you are simulating, that can be converted into product by using a printed circuit board, by creating a printed circuit board through this software. So SPICE. So we are very familiar about the word SPICE. It's nothing but a simulation program with the integrated circuit emphasis. What are the components you are visible in the market, available in the market, that is created using VSM. VSM is nothing but a virtual system machine. So virtual system machine, all the components that is created virtually by the developer and kept inbuilt in the software itself. By using this SPICE, we can simulate all the components which is integrated in the software. Initially, Proteus has a 3 inbuilt structures. One is Proteus ISIS. This is main function of IS is for creating a schematic capture, schematic diagram. So you can drag all the components which you need to simulate. So you can drag the component and you can create a structure, schematic structure. That is the main purpose of Proteus ISIS. We'll discuss more about this particular structure. Then the next structure is Proteus ARS. So this is mainly for PCB design engineers. So those who need to convert the schematic into PCB. For that purpose, we need to use Proteus ARES. And third thing is firmware. This firmware is used for embedded engineers. So we may use any kind of controllers which is inbuilt in the Proteus software. All the controllers like Arduino, PIC controllers, all the controllers are inbuilt in the Proteus software. If we need to use that controller, we need to have the firmware. For example, if you need a Arduino Uno board, you need to develop using Proteus software. You have to have the framework called Arduino. If you want to use the PIC software, PIC microcontroller, you need to firmware only, all the microcontroller will be working on the Proteus. To take a Proteus design shoot, so already we have discussed about the schematic capture. So in the schematic capture, all the components will be pick and drag and drop. You can connect, you can simulate. For that purpose, we are having a schematic capture. So in microcontroller simulation, we have several microcontrollers available in the market. The main microcontroller is a microchip technologies, that is nothing but a PIC series peripheral interface controller. So from 10 to at present DSP33, it is available in the Proteus software inbuilt itself. If this drag and drop with the help of a firmware, you can easily simulate all the microcontrollers. Similarly, Atmel series, the famous open source is Arduino Uno, Arduino type of controllers, even ARM Cortex M3 controllers. All the controllers, there is an inbuilt in the Proteus software. You can make use of the board directly. Also, the market leader, Texas Instruments. So several ICs, latest version ICs also available in the Proteus software. You can make use of the Texas Instrument microcontroller too. So some of the local made microcontrollers are also available in the Proteus software. The third thing is a PCB design. So if you take a PCB design, you can design based upon your requirement. You can design the component. You can space can be comfortably made. You can, based upon your requirement, you can do any PCB design. Also, after designing the PCB, so the 3D verification, 3D visualization can be done using this Proteus software. This is one of the major advantages which is not available in some of the other softwares. If you take a PCB design software, one of the more other software is Eagle. So Eagle also one of the famous software for PCB design. In that, we are having a 3D verification. Below that, some other tools, OrCAD, PSpice, and moreover circuit simulation. Tomorrow we have a session on Tinkercad. In that also we don't have such facility. So directly go to Proteus ISIS. Initially we will learn about what is the Proteus, how we can do a circuit in the Proteus software, what are the windows available in the software, what are the components, what are the tools available in the Proteus software, that we will see. Later, slowly we will move to the circuits. So we have a over window here. So we have a over window here. Whatever the components presented object will be selected here, that will be displayed here. By overviewing that component, we can select and we can pick and drop to the editing window. So these are the major 3 windows available in the Proteus ISIS. If you take tools, I have not covered all the tools because there is a number of tools available in the Proteus software. Just I am compiling, continuing the only required tool for our simulation. So if you start working with the Proteus software, there is a number of tools available in the software. So this is the basic. Without this, we cannot use the Proteus. Such kind of tools I am giving here. So it's a selection mode. It's a selection mode tool. It's a component mode tool. It's a picker device. It's a ground and terminals, signal generators. Then we have a simulation tool. So we have stop, start, run, stop, pause. Everything will be presented at the bottom of the window. Again, the rotation and device flipping is also available in the window itself. So initially, we need to click the P. That is, we need to click the P device. If you click the P, the device will be displayed. Based upon that displayed device, we can drag, click and drag, can be done. So for initially, we need to, after clicking P, just type resistor RES. In the search, there will be a pick devices will be appear like this. So in the resistor will be there. If you type resistor, the resistor will be appeared in the window. That if you double click that resistor will be displayed here. So after displayed here, you can use for the editing window. So you can directly drop this resistor from here to editing window. So with this, we can move to the software. So basically, I plan to use this software for from first year to how to use for the final years. So for first year students, we may have a subject called circuit theory. So in the circuit theory, we have a networks. So Kirchhoff's current law, voltage law, some other networks. All the networks can be simulated very easily using Proteus software. So after installing the Proteus software from a trial version or a purchased version, we have an icon like this, a Proteus Professional. I'm using 8.1 Professional software. Now it's available up to 8.9 version. So after double clicking this software, you can see that there will be a window pop up on the screen. So this is the home page of the Proteus software. So here, if you are new to this software, you can get the help from the getting started. So all the things we are having here. So open project, a new project, or import legacy. Already we have a legacy. You can import that. You can also have a open samples. Some of the samples also presented in the software itself. So create a new project. How to create a new project? So just click new project. You can give your own name. So I'm giving a name called circuit theory. After giving the name circuit theory, click next. It will ask, do not create a schematic. Only you need a PCB or you need to have a framework. So initially we need to have a schematic. So create a schematic from the selected template. You have several options here. What is landscape, A0, the size of the page which need to be created. So I'll create as a default. So click next. Again it will ask the next, do you create a PCB layout? So initially I don't want to create a PCB layout for my simple circuit. Because I am saying no, do not create a PCB circuit. If I need to create a PCB circuit, just click create. You can select default, then it will ask, click next, then it will ask what kind of layer you need. A copper layer, how many copper layers, inner copper layers are there, or meshes, the mesh color can be changed. So everything will be designed, initial stage of the PCB designing. So then click next. So it will ask a firmware. Which firmware you are going to use? So no firmware, I'm not going to use any firmware here. So even for simulation purpose, I'm creating one firmware. So create firmware project. So what kind of firmware you need, what kind of family the ICs, first you need to choose. So there are several ICs are available from 8051 to DSP33. So we can choose any of the ICs. So we click, because already a compiler is installed in my system. So High-Tech C for PIC 10, 12, 16 series which I already installed in my system. If you are starting as a new person, you need to install iTech C from the internet. You need to download and you need to install the iTech C software. Otherwise, this compiler cannot add. The firmware will not be used for PIC series. This is iTech C compiler is mainly for PIC series ICs 10, 12, 16. For 18 iTech C18, one more compiler is essential for 18 series microcontrollers. So I'm clicking next. So here you can see schematic, layout, firmware. All the trees are having a tick mark, so that we have 3 window will be after clicking finish. We will have 3 windows will be popped out in the top. So one is schematic capture, the other is PCB layout, the other is source code. There will be a 3 screen will be popped out on the top. So if you take a schematic capture, this is the main thing we have already discussed. This is the IS schematic capture. Already we discussed about this. So if you take IS, because of this, we have selected a microcontroller 16 series. This chip is automatically created here, but I don't want this chip now. Later we will see about this how to use a microcontroller PIC series. So now I am deleting this microcontroller, so which is not a essential thing for now. So I am deleting here also. So here we are going for a circuit, how to draw a simple circuit. So there is a battery, and 9 volt battery is there. We are having a resistance, it's nothing but a current limiting resistance. We are having a ammeter which is connected through the load. We are having a LED here. So in across the LED, we are having a voltmeter. So this is the basic circuit which can be drawn using the Proteus software, and one more component is there, the switch, normal switch, on off switch. So we need a battery, resistor, LED, ammeter, voltmeter, switch. So we need to initially we need to pick a battery. So in the top already we have seen, in the top we have a keyword called in the keyword column we can type battery BA. So there is several batteries available in the market which will be displayed here. So generic model also will be displayed here. So if we take a generic model, you can double click that. So it will be appear battery here. So next we need to take a resistor, RES. If you type RES, then automatically the resistor will be displayed here. So if you double click that, the resistor will be presented. If you type resistor, it will not be the keyboard for that. Some other resistor will be displayed. Normally we will take generic model. Next we need to take LED. Similarly, there are n number of components are presented here. So what are the available in the market? All the models, most of the models will be available here. So for the simulation purpose, we don't have any idea about these components. Before simulating the structure, we need to have the idea about the components. Otherwise, it's very difficult to do the simulation process. For a generic purpose, we have a LED, which is animated LED, which will be animated one. Yellow is most visible thing, so I am selecting a yellow color, animated LED yellow model. So it is also displayed here. So I need to select a voltmeter and ammeter here, and I need to select a ground. So let me take a voltmeter. I need to close this to select voltmeter and ammeter. So I am selecting ground here. So clicking, by placing it here, the ground will be appeared here. Then voltmeter, ammeter, if you click this icon, instrument, the instruments presented will be oscilloscope, logical analyzer, counter, timer, virtual terminal. So some of the tool will be displayed here. So in that we have a DC voltmeter, we have a DC ammeter, then we need to go for component mode, which we have selected. We need to select battery, we need to select LED, we need to set resistor. Simply connect by diagram like wires. So everything can be just clicking. By clicking we can draw the connections. By connecting all the connections, so you can choose the rating of the components. So if I take a battery, we have a battery part material, we can change the battery name. So my own battery, so it's 9 volt, we can change that to that also 12 volt. So here that will be displayed my own battery at 12 volt. So then we can have meter. So what range of meter we can use? We can use a milliammeter, a microammeter. So all the sensory we can give the part name, resistor current. So ammeter, let it be. So since it is an current limiting resistance, if you put 10K resistance, then all the voltage will be dropped in the resistance system. There will not be any voltage across the LED. Then the LED will not be. So let me simulate this first.
Bring it to next.
Now the resistance value is 10K,
Make it justify.
and in the bottom there will be a button called run, next, pass, stop. So if I started doing simulation, there will be a voltage across LEDs 2.18. There is no current flowing through the resistance. Therefore, the simulation is not working here. So I am just passing, stopping. I am changing the resistor value since it is a current limiting resistance. By right clicking, you can change edit property. Sometimes if you double click, it will show the characteristics of the resistance. The style of the resistance can be changed. It will go to that window. So I'm changing to 220 or 330 ohm. Since it is a current limiting resistance, we can have a minimum value of resistance value. Yes, after running, we can see here the LED is glowing. You can see, yes, the LED is glowing. Then click pass. We can see the characteristics of the resistance. What is the input terminal voltage voltage. What is the drop in the, what is the drop? Relative voltage drop in the resistance. Everything. What is the amount of current? That is 29.43 milliamps current is flowing through the resistance. The power drop produced by the resistance is say 285.9. I think there is some problem since it is a pirated version. It's having some problem with the software. It's automatically closing sometimes. So I have created here. Created a circuit. So here I need to change to 330 ohm. Yes, now it's glowing. We need to keep it in pass position to know the value of voltage at instant. The power is 285.9 millivolt. So in the LED terminal, the voltage is be 3.712. At the cathode side, 5.99 in voltage. So we can see 2.29 voltage will be the voltage across the LED. This is the simple circuit to simulate. It's very simple to drag and drop. You can simulate any circuit networks. So just I'm adding one more features. We all know that Kirchhoff's voltage law and Kirchhoff's current law. This is the one of the famous Kirchhoff scientist law. The Kirchhoff's current law says the sum of incoming current is equal to the sum of outgoing current, or in other words, we can say the algebraic sum of current in any junction is equal to 0. Similarly, the voltage, the algebraic sum of voltage in any closed circuit is equal to 0, or in other words, we can say the rise in voltage is equal to the drop in voltage. We can see the voltage is 12 volt. Here the drop in voltage is 9.71 volt, 713 volt. The remaining voltage will be should be dropped across the LED. Here 2.29 across the LED. So adding this, we will get 12 volt. We will easily conclude that this circuit obeys the Kirchhoff's voltage law. Also, we can simulate a Kirchhoff's current law. So for that, I will do one thing. I'll stop simulating. So again, the same problem. Please hold for a minute. Sorry for the interruption. So I do one thing, I will create another circuit for, so it takes time. So move to the next circuit. Similarly, we can simulate a Kirchhoff's current law. We can solve any network through this Proteus software. We can find the network current, network power, what is the power loss, everything we can find through this Proteus software. This is very useful for the first year students. If you go into the lab, before that you can use this software for simulating the circuits. If you go there and use the same components there, you will get the answer without delaying. Then I will go for the next circuit here. we are running short of time, so I'm just moving to the next circuit. So here we are having a small automation tool by having a LDR. So it's nothing but a light dependent resistor. Based upon the light falls on this resistor, value will be changed accordingly. Based upon the light falls on the component, the resistance will be changed automatically. So this resistance changing will be this arm will have a potential, act as a potential divider. Based upon this potential divider, the BJT transistor base will be triggered. So based upon the transistor base triggering, the LED will be glowing. Depending upon the resistance value, the glowing will be there. This was a simple circuit. We have a battery, LDR component, a pot, a resistor, BJT and LED. So again I am going to select components. So I need a BJT. So BC547 is a bipolar junction transistor. This normally you will use in the laboratory is BC547. The one more thing we can see here, if you have a BJT, the PCB preview will be displayed here. This will be used for creating a PCB design. So I am selecting BJT bipolar transistor. So it will be appeared here. Then battery I am having. Then I need a LDR, light dependent resistor. There is two type of light dependent resistors are available. The one is generic model, one is torch light based. So if you click, based upon the distance, you can move the torch light near to the and far away to the component. Based upon that distance, the light will be adjusted, the resistance can be adjusted. So for initially I'll select a schematic model of LDR. So I'm taking a LDR here. I need a part also and potentiometer type part, it will appear here, the schematic model of part. So it will be appeared here. So I'm going to fetch the part. And place it here. It's placing here. I need a resistor, that is a LED. Red color I am taking. If it is a yellow, it will be more visible than red. So I am taking LED yellow. Yes, I have taken LED yellow color. I need to take a battery. Before connecting LED, I need a resistor. So there is no resistor here because I am going to type RES and the resistor will be applied automatically. So by double clicking, the resistor will be selected. Yes, we have all the components in the window. So just we need to join all the components. So connecting every component by using pencil. Within a minute, we can connect all the components. So because we need a part, we can adjust the part resistance. Based upon that resistance value also, the potential divider value will be changed. Yes, I think I have connected all the components here. Yes. So again I need to change voltage. So let it be 15 volt. I've given the voltage is LDR or is the inbuilt value. I need to change the resistance value. By right clicking, we'll have a pop-up menu that edit property will, we should click for 330 ohm, which is the current limiting resistance for LED. So our circuit is ready almost. It should be at 10K because the value should not be minimum than the transistor value. So it should have 10K here. We should not have below this value, otherwise the current will flow through the low resistance path, then all the current will flow through this path. We don't have any current to flow through this path, so the LED will not glow. For that we need to keep the potentiometer resistance will be high, so that the most of the current will flow through the transistor. Then we can simulate now. So based upon that, I can change here. There is a positive and negative button is here. It's very small. By clicking that, the distance can be increased or decreased. So I think it's visible now. The 0.1 is there. For 1.1, the light is not glowing. For a 2.1, the light is glowing. So based upon the value, we are not touching any of the circuit. By changing the light alone, the circuit, we can connect a motor, we can connect any device here, that will work based upon the light triggering. So based upon the light, the resistance will be changing. Based upon the resistance changing, the transistor base current will be changing. Based upon the current changing, so we can see now, we can pass the circuit, we can see the voltage. What is the terminal voltage? Sir, what is the base voltage? What is the emitter voltage? What is the collector voltage? The relative voltage, that is VCE drop, and that instant of parameters. At that instance, we have a parameter of IB, IC, which is very minimum. We will simulate it. We will change after glowing. We will check. We again pass it. We will check the parameters. Yes, the IB current is changed here. It is increased, so that light is glowing. So based upon this terminal value, the light is glowing. So this is a simple automation can be done by using a LDR. You can do this software on your own. We'll move to the next circuit diagram. So if you take electronic devices, which will be then the second, third semester or the fourth semester. So we'll have a rectifier, oscillators. So all the components can be simulated here. Just I'm taking a simple rectifier circuit along with the voltage regulator. We can make use of DSO. How the DSO can be used in the software, that we can see through this simulation. So again, we don't want anything, so I am going to select everything. I'm going to delete. So I need to, then we can delete. So for a rectifier circuit, we have a bridge rectifier, a AC voltage source, and a bridge rectifier, and a capacitor, and regulator IC, LED and DSO. These are the components required for a simple rectifier. If you go in for a project phase, mini project and final year projects, you should have to develop a power circuit. For the power circuit, before that you need to add a power transformer, instrument transformer, which converts 230 voltage into 12 volt. The rest is same. You can have the same circuit for your project. So I need a voltage, sinusoidal voltage form. So I'm typing V sine. So we can have a sinusoidal voltage. So we can keep that. We can have a bridge rectifier. So we can connect a diode in the form of bridge, or that also possible. But in the market, the bridge rectifier is available. So we can take directly a bridge rectifier. So the schematic, the PCB model also available for the bridge rectifier. So I am selecting bridge rectifier. Then I need to select voltage regulator 7805, 7905. So voltage regulator is 7 lights is available. Based upon your requirement, you can select various ICs. So 7805, which will produce a constant 5 volt. If you type 7812, we'll have one more, will produce a constant voltage, 12 voltage. So I'm taking a 12 voltage for this. So resistor we are already having. We need to have a DSO. So I'm closing this. So we have a instrument. We have an instrument here. All the instruments will be displayed here. We have a DSO, oscilloscope, the first instrument. If you click and drag it here, we will have a oscilloscope. Like in your lab, we have a CRO. You may have a DSO in your laboratory. So the it is equivalent to a DSO. What are the outputs you are taking from the DSO? That can be taken through this software itself. So I'm going to connect everything. I'm going to component mode. So I need to take a V sine alternating power supply. So we can, for this we can select the alternator. Alternator for this, because if you take selected, we can, the voltage will be a constant 230 voltage. If you take alternator, we can choose the voltage level. You need to take a bridge circuit, and we need to take IC. So we have a filtering capacitors, both the side for filtering the ripples. So we need to take a capacitors. So we have an animated capacitor here. This will be a good thing. So I am selecting the animated capacitor. So we have several models. What are the present available in the market? All the capacitors also available in the software itself. We can make use of this, all the capacitors. The only thing we should know which capacitor, which component we are going to use for the simulation, we are going to use for the product development. That alone, you should have a knowledge about that. You can start simulating here. So I'm placing the two capacitors. So just I'm trying to connect. So the AC supply is given to the two end. The other two end will get the DC output, that is pulse rated DC output. Yes, I'm connecting all the components by clicking by using the pen. So we need a load resistance. So can have the LED also. So we can that overview window, we can flip it here itself. So we need to flip. So we have we have connected all the components. So initially we will select the port value. So here we can have any voltage since we have selected 7812, therefore the voltage must be higher than the selected voltage. We can have a 30 voltage here. We can, for example, we can have 50 Hz, or we can have a 2X, which is easily viewed through the DSO. You can give the part name, part value, everything. So here the value may be 2200, so that ripples can be easily eliminated. It is a 7812. We need to ground that. We need a ground terminal. So here, terminal mode, we have a ground. So we have to take a ground, place it. So here that the capacitance will be equal to the LED output. So you should not have a higher capacitance value, because the same voltage will be applied to the LED. So we should have a minimum 100 or a 10 microfarad or 200 microfarad. So now it's time to connect a DSO. So we have a 4-channel DSO here. Just I'm connecting. I can take a 4 output. So I'm connecting first output to the input side. So AC will be displayed here. Then I am connecting the second to the, after rectification, we can have the in DC with the ripples. We can connect to the output constant 5 voltage. We should get from this. So I make use of a 3 DSO, so 3 DSO output. So I'm going to simulate here. So we have a DSO will be popped up in the screen. So whatever the circuits we are having, the output will be displayed through the DSO. So in the DSO we have I hope we all used CRO as well as DSO. Similarly, we have a voltage amplitude can be changed by adjusting this knob, voltage knob from volt to millivolt. Similarly, we can adjust the time. This is since this is a 4-channel, this is the channel A, channel B, channel C, channel D is a 4-channel. Amplitude voltage can be adjusted. The common time can be adjusted through the time division. So we can see here there's the auto button is there. By clicking that, the whatever we have captured through a DSO, that will be we are getting here. So I'm clicking by clicking the auto again. So we can increase or we can change here. We can change here the x-axis. We can change here the level of y-axis. We can change the for channel position. We can change. So we need to get I think some problem with the circuit. So here the simulation, the output is not coming, only sinusoidal output is coming, alternate is working, but we are not getting. So I'll change the terminal, I'll just stop. I'm deleting the connection alone. We can normally we can connect through the anode and cathode, as we all know that about the bridge circuit. So we can connect, but in the simulation there is a specific format will be there. So I am trying to connect here as an input. And taking output from here. So I need to connect the DSO again. Let me check. So if it is not displayed, since we have closed that DSO, so it is not displayed, then go to debug. There will be a digital oscilloscope. If you click here, it will be displayed here. Yes, we are getting the pulsated output. The third we will have, which is a DC, which is a almost pure DC. If it is a if we increase that ripple content capacitors, we can eliminate that too. So we are getting the output, the sinusoidal. We have a DC. We have a spike during that cycle. So we have a pure DC here. This is the DSO output of the rectifier. So I'm closing this. I hope this circuit is we can do that too. We need to change the because of that the LED is not glowing. So the current is limited here. We should have so can check what is the problem with it. You can put a fast, you can check what is the terminal voltage. so there is no voltage in the cathode, so there is no current flowing through this. There is some yes, we may have some other low resistance path will be there, so the current is not flowing through this circuit, but it is working. The output we are getting the output through DSO. We can see through our already simulated soft capture. Then this is already we have I have created for you. So I'm just typing here. It is glowing. So some problem. I may miss some other. I think I have created a 7.1 to 12 voltage. That is a very high voltage for the LED. So that may be a problem. So we can analyze all the components through this software. So here we can have a 3.73 voltage. There they have less voltage there, so it's not working there. You can have DSO, the same thing we already seen. So to conclude that, we will go for that next circuit so that we can have a embedded hands-on experience. So time is 5. So okay, I already created this circuit, so I'll tell you what is there in the circuit. Digital electronics. Create a schematic. Do not create a framework. So in the digital electronic circuit, we can have a half adder. Here the circuit is a half adder. Circuit is there. The half adder we have a XOR gate as well as AND gate. The XOR gate we have a sum output. In the AND gate we have a carry output. So based upon the gate input, the output will receive. So we'll have a fast go through. We have a XOR. So we have an active XOR. We have a AND gate. We have active AND gate. So here you should know what is a logical state. Logical state. Logic state. Yes. Logic state is there. So you need to select logic state, and the logic probe will be there. Here big, small, and a big probe. So I have selected all the components, I think. So I'm taking a logical state. I'm taking a XOR gate. I'm taking a AND gate. I'm taking a logical probe. Initially, we need to connect the first input, the output similarly, first output. I think we have connected wrong here. So we can connect this input here, the XOR gate input here. So I think off adder is ready. So you can change the state here. Initial state is 1, initial state is 0. We can. So if it is a 1 0, the sum output will be 1, the carry output will be 0. So if you change to 0, 0 0 0 0 1, 0 1 is 1 0, 1 0 is 1 0, 1 1 is 0 1.